what we see. Athena. I want to say that one for a minute because you have a lot of cities named after that. That's the demon who we call Wonder Woman. That's her mother, or in her sense, she adopted her. Diana. That demon became Wonder Woman. It's clear she was made out of white clay by the demon of war. She was made out of white clay. Her sister, Nubia, was made out of black clay. She had a twin. They were twins. It's actually a black Wonder Woman and a white Wonder Woman. You actually probably see that down your timeline now because of this big black movement. You'll see a black Wonder Woman. There was actually two of them. Actually the demon in Acts 19. I'm finna read that and we gonna keep going, man. I'm gonna take my time. We'll break this up, man, you know, as Yahuwah allows. And I just want to show you different things because, like you said, in the Yahuwah remembers the Zakar. With that being said, when he remembered, he acted on it. So he doesn't want us to do that. When we remember these mighty ones, we act on it. Right. And we see that because acting on it, we've got toys now. We got action figures of that. We got idols, statues of it. You know what I'm saying? They have a temple of Athena at the White House.
Right. Comic books.
You get what I'm saying? That's what the Parthenon is. It's dedicated to her.
Is it ATH what?
Athena. Like Georgia. Athens, Georgia.
Really?
Yeah. So all this stuff is enabled to pagan. So let's look at this, man. And I just wanna be straight up clear to people who, when they see this, this is why we don't do this.
Right.
Because of how Yahuwah feels. Let's look at this right here. And I want you to know too that even in the what we call the Bari Hadashah, I believe that they put these demon names in here different from the Old Testament. You get what I'm saying? Because in the Old Testament you don't see names. I'm gonna give you an example. Dagon. Dagon is not a name, or who they call Dagon, the Philistine demon. Dagon is not a name. Dag is fish. The wa at the end of that and the noon means added seed. It's fish added seed. It means man actually made his own image of a fish. That's what that means in the Abrit. Same as Nahashtan. Nahashtan, it was the time when the fiery serpents bit the people. And Masha molded a staff. Remember Yahusha said, just like you looked up on, he said, when you look up on this staff, just like Moses in the wilderness, if you look up on this, if the Son of Man is lifted up, then he will draw all men unto me. He mentioned that staff. That staff was simply for the healing. It wasn't to be worshipped, but that brazen staff that was made, if people looked upon it by the commandment of Moshe, they would be healed of the bites of these fiery serpents. Later on, they took that, our people, pagan as all get out, took that and they begin to worship it as Nahashtun. That is not a name. Nahash is serpent. That wa and that nun at the end, Nahashtun, means snake added or serpent added seed. It was an image of a serpent. That's not a name. So when you see it throughout the book, you do not see the names of these mighty ones because the Torah keeps true to what Yahuwah gave them. So Yahuwah stayed consistent, and his people did too, of not mentioning other mighty ones. Now when you get to the New Testament, because they put the Greek in there, they had no problem putting the names in there because the translators did it, not the Torah keepers. The translators did it. So back to where I was at. D-I-A-N-A. The right here. This is crazy. It says because Shaul was going through preaching the Basora of Yahusha, and people were changing. They got mad because people were getting to destroy their idols. And so it says this. And when they here we go. Let me go up a little bit. Let me go. I'm gonna go to the point I'm trying to get to. Let me see what I got. Here we go. I'm going to start at 1921. It says, after all these things were ended, Shaul, that's Apostle Paul, purposed in the rule, when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia to go to Jerusalem, saying, after I've been there, I must also see the land of Rome. And it says, so when he sent unto Macedonia, two of them ministered unto them, Timotheus and Erastus, but he himself stayed in Asia for a season. And at the same time arose no small stir about the way of Yahweh. There was no small stir because they were sharing the Bashura, the way of Yahuwah, all over the place. Watch this. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, it was a money thing, which made silver shrines for the demon Wonder Woman. I say Wonder Woman for that reason, D-I-A-N-A. But they put her name in there because the New Testament translators did not care. They didn't have that. That's why if you see when Shaul, I mean not Shaul, but Kafar, or who we call Peter, talks about the pit, they use T-A-R-T-A-R-U-S. That's actually a demon of the underworld. He would have never said that, but they put that in there. It's supposed to still be Shaul, or the pit. So, and I'll put these up as we go. I'm gonna try to break this video so you'll see what I'm saying, so you're not lost. It says silver shrines to Wonder Woman brought no small gain unto the craftsmen. So making these shrines made money for them. It's just like the NIKE shoe. This was their, I mean, this was their money. You're affecting our money because you're telling people not to burn them. Because see, in same 19, they burnt their sorcery books. They burnt their curious arts and sorcery. And it says after they did it, the word of Yahweh prevailed mightily. I'm going to show you that. Because people say, well, why do I have to burn my shoes? Because if you want the word of Yahweh to prevail mightily in your life and around you, you must do this. Because it shows in the scripts, these things are recorded for what? Our learning. So this is why we had to burn our shoes. Because now, watch this, once I burnt those shoes, he brought me to another level of knowing him. I had a hindrance on me.
And real quick, I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No, you're straight.
You know, when it comes to also just to kind of give, when it comes to NIKE, what are some other shoes that are that come from that company, or should we even worry about
Thank you for that.
come from that
Converse comes from that same company. Yeah, and I would burn them too. I burnt mine.
Okay.
Converse, I used to like Converse. If you want a shoe that looks like it, Levi has a shoe that looks like a Converse. Converse comes from that company. Jordans come from that company.
Right.
Because and the reason why you have to burn the derivatives of that company, because that's the success. He dedicated all that to that demon.
Right.
So any shoe from that company has to be boycotted
because of the attachment.
Right, because it's attached to idols. You get what I'm saying? It's the same.
If he hadn't dedicated the whole company, it'd be different.
Right.
He dedicated the whole company, not just in line.
Exactly. He gave his entire company, right.
The name of the company, period.
Right.
And his dream to even
start
start it
something like
and
that.
to do it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's great.
So that means everything under it.
That was a great question.
Right.
And here's some alternative shoes. Reebok. Reebok means antelope in African. So I rock Reeboks. That means antelope.
You say he dedicated it to his company. Can you explain a little more how?
When that demon brought him, and I asked to explain what dedicated mean. When he sold a line of Asics to Tokyo, Japan, when he took on the demon of flight as his new look, new moniker, new logo, the swoosh, the new symbol which means wings, the flight of a wing. When he did all that, he placed everything under that demon to bring in success for him. Now that shoe's known worldwide. Jordan's shoe is known worldwide. Why? Because he laid it up under that same. When they offered Jordan his shoe deal, it was under NIKE. It was an NIKE deal. It wasn't a Jordan deal because he wasn't Jordan. He wasn't that popular then.
Yeah.
Come on, we got to be clear. So when now LeBron James has a popular shoe, but when that deal was offered to him, that $93 million we talked about, it was an NIKE deal. They tell you that. They say NIKE offered the deal. You got a shoe deal under NIKE. Now here's the thing, Patrick Ewing is himself. He doesn't have a shoe deal under any kind of shoe company. His shoe is solely Patrick Ewing.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? His shoe is that's his shoe. It's a Patrick Ewing shoe. So when they offered them the deal, they accepted the contract of the demon they worshipped, NIKE. That's why you see LeBron James come out. What does he do? He throw up the symbolism.
Yeah.
He blows the smoke. He does all that, and then he says witness. And then now you are witnessing the power of that demon with the points. Blocking shots and dunking and stuff like that because you have dedicated yourself to do that. You have sold yourself out. You get what I'm saying? And that's what happens. When they offer them that shoe deal, they offer them the Freemasonic rituals that come with that demon. Yeah. And that's what we'll touch on masonry another time deeper, because they go to each shrine and have to pray. What did it say they were doing here? Selling silver shrines. A shriner. That's a mason. Why is it called a shriner? Because they go to different shrines and pray to a different demon at that shrine.
The man, you're speaking of, I don't mean to cut you off. Speaking of mason, we know that black and white, the checkerboard, it's one of the colors. What about Vans?
That's one I have to look into because that's a skater shoe. So Vans, I will have to look at it and bring it back because, I really kind of direct this to the Obrit people. Okay. We don't really rock skater shoes as much. We don't watch Vans, but I'll look into that. Great question. Because that black and white checkered pattern has something to do with that.
They coming in.
Young folks. Yeah, it has something to do with that. Now, let's clarify on that too. I'm glad they brought up. Playing chess don't make you satanic then. Right. Because that black and white checkers on chess, it can be any color. Sometimes it's clear and clear in another color, clear and gray or whatever.
Red and black.
When I play chess, or red and black or whatever, that's not the same thing. They use that black and white checkered pattern to show duality of spirits, that they can be two of the same spirit. You get what I'm saying? The checkerboard.
Blank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Z and Z type.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to do. When we go there, you will see that they worship 3 different demons each time for the spirits.
Even that little, like, it's not a demon of flight symbol, but it's kind of like a rounded off look of it, and they have them both opposite directions, one black and one white.
Yeah, the yin and yang.
Yeah.
The yin and yang symbolism is
like,
male and female.
Yeah, okay.
It represents a female and male energy. So that black and white represents the checkerboard.
I was gonna say, but I didn't know what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I knew
I
it
started
was.
to say, I knew that.
Yeah, so I mean, as Yahuwah goes deeper, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's a great point. So with the shrine, go ahead, huh? But with the shrine and things like that, we see different spirits being prayed to. So watch this. It says they brought no small gain to the craftsmen, which is Acts 19:24 now, whom called together the workmen of like occupation and said, sirs, you know that by this craft, ain't that something? We have our wealth. Moreover, you see and hear, and are not alone at Ephesus. Now, what does that mean? Now, I'm going to be careful to say this. It literally means the daughter of the Z-demon.
Really?
Yeah. So the daughter of the Z-demon. Because the F at the beginning, it means daughter.
Okay.
So it's kind of like when you say, hey, S-U-S, that is the behold coming from the Z-demon. Man, it's crazy. So, man, we gotta start being careful about our words.
Oh,
almost.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you straight.
Yeah, go ahead.
But almost throughout all Asia, and Shaul had persuaded and turned away much people. They had repented of his idolatry. That's why he was a problem, saying there be no Elohim which are made with hands. That's all through Tahalim. That's all through Shemut or Exodus or Tahalim and Psalms. That's all through the book. There be no Elohim made with hands. Now watch this. Boy, is this good. So that not only is this our craft in danger to be set at nothing, but also the temple of the great Elohim, Diana. Yeah. Her temple is being messed with. Boy. It says, watch this, that it should be despised and that her magnificence should be destroyed. Whom all Asia, that's Asia Minor, by the way, not Japan. This is Asia Minor. Whom all Asia and the world worships. They were all the world worshiping them. And it says they heard these sayings. They were full of wrath and cried out, great is Wonder Woman, or Diana, of the Ephesus, of the people of this city. So you see it. So watch this. In a reboot of that, they've made superheroes. And those superheroes are recastings of the same powers. Yeah. So you have your little girls walking around with that demon, Wonder Woman, and they're carrying her around, empowering themselves with the same shrine that was made back then.